I thought his profile picture was, read like through his profile, and I said, okay, well,
Mhm.
it seems like, we'd be compatible or we have some common interests. I think it was when we were talking, just online, I felt like he was respectful, but I think it was when I first met him that I knew that I was gonna marry him. The weirdest thing. So we met at he told me to meet him at Abu's Bakery, and I drove to Brooklyn and
After Juma.
after Juma, and I told my mom, like, Mom, okay, 'cause my parents are divorced. And so I told my mom, could she meet me down there? At the time my dad wasn't Muslim. Alhamdulillah, he became Muslim years later. But my mom was supposed to meet me there.
Mhm.
But then my mom, when I called her, I was like, Mom, I'm on my way to Brooklyn. Make sure you're on your way. She was like, I can't come. So I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be driving to Brooklyn, meeting this brother all by myself. So anyway, he ended up finding, when we got there, he ended up pulling Sister Adele. But she was walking down the street.
Yeah, shout out to
Sister Adele.
Thank
She
you.
could, be the chaperone for us, when we first met. But when I first saw him, I was like, oh my goodness. I think it was his smile. Like when he smiled at me, he just looked so kind. And I had not had, I kind of had like, some rough times in my childhood. So, I really was looking for somebody that I just could emotionally connect with. It was just more about, I really wasn't looking for a lot of superficial things. I really needed to go a lot deeper than that because I had already been through that before with the superficial. And he just smiled and he just had such a kind face. He was such a gentleman. He opened the door for me. Like, it was just like, I felt like he was like an old world type of a guy. Like, it was just, he had like these old fashioned type values and just, reminded me of like somebody like my grandpa. Like, he just like very like, I'm talking about like in a good way. In a good way, like personality wise, like he was just really a gentle person.
Right.
So I really was like, I called my mom that night after our first, meeting. Besides the fact that he was staring when we sat down and ate. I was just like, okay, he was staring at me. So I don't know, maybe he was seeing. But yeah, the eyes. But I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I'm gonna marry this guy, inshallah. I was like, I'm putting the fishing hooks out. And she was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I'm reeling him in, Mom. I'm reeling him in. That's exactly what I told her. I was like, he's the one. She was like, really? Just off of one time? I was like, yep, he's the one. It was that first initial meeting. But I think,